What's up, everybody? Brian France here with Mortgage Broker Marketing. You see, got the screen shared, and if you can let me know the sound and video, if everyone can see that, I'll open up the chat. Feel free to drop any questions, but with you today, and with you today with a new webinar, the new SEO formula for mortgage brokers. And glad you guys can see my screen. I got a couple of you in so far, and welcome. So let's see here. Okay, so this is all part of our 2022 internet marketing plan, where we look at and cover the different areas in the digital space that you can be marketing. We dive deep into each one of these, right? So each one of these little pieces of the pie here. And today is all about SEO. And if you could just give me your next 60 minutes, undivided attention. If you can shut down Facebook, shut down, turn off your phone. If you're a mortgage company, you own a mortgage company, the next 60 minutes here will impact you. So I encourage you to do that. So what we're going to cover today is the latest updates with the Google algorithm. Google's constantly changing. So what worked 10 years ago might not necessarily be working well for you today. And we're going to cover the things that you may have put in place some years ago that could be actually hurting you today. And we're going to look at how to optimize your website using the new SEO formula. And it's a little bit about me. So I'm the owner of Mortgage Broker Marketing. We've been working with mortgage companies since 2013, when we first started with our first mortgage client. And I've had the opportunity to work with dozens of clients here, coast to coast. And I think that's what separates us from, your local mortgage or your local marketing agency. But I am the author of the Complete Guide to Internet Marketing here for mortgage brokers. Let me know if you need a copy of that book. Be happy to send you one. But this is what we do, right? We have a team here that specializes. We've done nothing but mortgage now since the start of 2017 until today. We don't do anything. People come to us with needs in a different niche. We are not taking those clients, right? We are only working with mortgage. And so all of our processes, all of our systems and everything are geared for mortgage. So this is what we do. We got a team in every aspect of the digital marketing, right? In PPC, in SEO, in the website development, the website design, and I said PPC. So, and our content writer. So I think it'd be helpful to start off with a question that I think everyone should wonder, right? Does SEO still matter? And if we look at the search results page, right, and it's changed so much, right? There's been some changes over the last 10 years, right? That it seems like this organic search results keep dropping. And so it's a fair question, right? Does SEO still matter? So what you see here, right, is right at the top, and you'll get different results, depending on where you are in the country and depending on where, what you're searching. But the first two, sometimes there's 4 ads here, right? So it really pushes the organic listings down. And this search result that I did not too long ago, only had two ads, right? And it takes up a good portion of that page. But then you have the map listings here, and then right below that, you would have the organic listings, right? And so we're going to be talking about how to get ranked in these organic, in this map and organic area. So really excited for that. So the data still shows that even though the ads are taking up a good portion, especially on a mobile phone, they're taking up a lot of that organic positioning. So what the data is showing that is that 71% of the clicks are going to the organic listings, right? And actually 67% are going to the first five listings. So the lion's share of the searchers are going to the organic listings, the SEO, right? So yes, SEO does matter, right? It still matters today in 2022. And if we look here at a call, one of our clients' call tracking reports here, over the last 30 days, you can see the number of calls from first-time callers here, well over 90 calls in those organic positions, right? On the website and the Google My Business listing, right? So 74% of the action is happening from those organic positionings. So yeah, so SEO does still matter, and you can see like the lion's share of the traffic comes from organic search, right? So yes, SEO still matters, and you can't just rely on pay-per-click alone. And so what we're gonna talk about today is figuring out the most important keywords based on what you do, the different loan options you have, your local area, and the search volume, right? Love to hear if in the chat if some of you can chime in and let me know what you think the most commonly searched mortgage related key terms are. But there's a lot of tools out there that you can use to figure this stuff out, right? Like how many times are these keywords searched in my market? And so you got the Google Ads Planner, WordStream, SpyFu. These are tools that will give you some data on how many times these searches are performed on a monthly basis. So you need to set up a great website with unique pages targeting those keywords, right? You have to think about what people are typing in and then have a page on that website that talks about that, that's optimized around that as well. And you also want a page for each loan program that you offer, a single page that's all about that loan offer or loan option. And you also want to have a page on your website dedicated for the location that you serve, right? So if you have multiple locations, you want a page on for each one of those locations. And then you have to think about your website's user experience, right? You can't just think building links and doing the SEO, right? That's going to get you to rank number one. 10 years ago, right? That was the case, right? There, SEO companies figured out how a long time ago how to create links and get a website ranked for a specific key term just for that, right? But they didn't think about the user experience, right? So once Google figured out that SEO guys like myself figured this out, the search engine had to evolve, right? It had to change. And so they are closely monitoring how people interact with your website, right? Do people land on your website? Do they scroll down? Are they clicking on things? Is there a video to watch, right? Are they staying on the site? They're going and leaving. It's going to show Google, right? It's not helpful for them. right? And so that can potentially hurt you. So focusing on user experience with your website, very, very important. And I'll show some examples of that. And then you want to optimize your site for SEO, right? We call this on-site optimization. And those are things like the title tags and the meta descriptions and the some of the content, the images, the multimedia. They all get optimized around for SEO for what you do. And you want to that is going to get you about 20% of the SEO work done, right? In most in really competitive markets. So a competitive market would be a large city like Los Angeles, right? There's a lot of people there getting ranked in a key term in Los Angeles. Very, very difficult, right? There's a lot of competition. There's a million loan officers there that all want to be on that top spot. So just optimizing your site around SEO, it's very important for the overall SEO picture, but that's only going to do about 20% of the work, right? The other 80% of the work comes from this off-site optimization, right? The work done off of your website for SEO to take place. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then you want to have some mechanism in place to track your results, right? And so pause there, see what questions you have, see if there's what did you notice, any takeaways, and go ahead and drop them in the comments. And so we've already done this, right? We've already done this work. We've used all the keyword planners, and we've looked at what gets searched the most, right? And so I'd be happy to do this work for you, right? We'll take your website, all the keywords, and run a report, show you where you're ranking, and in Google, Yahoo, Bing. All right, but if you want this keyword list, visit our website, mortgagebrokermarketing.com/mortgage keywords. Links right there, and drop it in the comments here. Well, I'll do that at the end. I don't know if I'm going to mess something up. But yeah, we'd be happy to run this analysis for you. We've done a lot of the work. We've already analyzed all these key terms in these different tools, right? Like the keyword planner and from Google Ads and SpyFu and WordStream. So let's splash some water on my face. So we'd be happy to run this analysis for you. Just hit us up in the comments, send us a message after. We'd be happy to do that. And okay, so on-site optimization, right? So what are we looking for? And with on-site optimization is you have to have some good content, right? And provide a good user experience. So what does that mean? Every single one of your pages, right, has a certain amount of words that you want on there, right? If there's pages on your website that have a couple sentences or a paragraph, that's not going to prove to Google there's a lot of value there for a visitor, right? It's not going to answer a ton of questions, right, that someone may have. So Google's not going to look at that page and think there's a lot of value. They're not going to trust putting that on the first page, right? So definitely want good content. It needs to be unique as well, right? You can't have, like a big practice that was done in SEO 10 years ago would be creating all these different city pages around all the different locations that you have, and just using the same content, changing the city name in them, right? So you have all this duplicate content throughout your site. You want every page of your website to have unique content that is answering questions, providing value to someone that's going to visit there. And there's got to be enough of that content, right, that's going to satisfy someone if they came in and had some questions, right? And the user experience now, how to think about this, right? How are we going to get someone to the website and encourage them to scroll, right? Encourage them to click somewhere, encourage them to watch a video, right? To see an image, right? If we just have a page out there on the website and it's, just blocks of text, and not everyone likes to read. So, if there's a video there, they may click on that, right? And stay on the site longer. That's passing good signals back to Google, right? That user experience, they're having a good experience on the website, right? If they're clicking, if they came to your website and they're quickly bouncing, that's a bad sign. And Google's paying attention to that stuff. So these are very important. And so that's exactly that, right? Leverage multimedia, improve the on-page time, right? So videos, images, things like that. And you want to have a page for each one of your loan options. So FHA, jumbo, VA, you want to have a page dedicated to that specific loan option, right? And then all the content on that page is going to be optimized around SEO, right? There might be a video there talking to that veteran, telling them, what to do next, explaining a little bit about the program and who may qualify. But very important, right? Each one of these pages needs to be unique. And this, if you have a location, if you have multiple locations, you definitely want to have a page for that location, right? Page and might have some content about that location, some of the reviews from that location, things like that. And for this, unique content is a must. And I think I've said that enough there, unique content on every page. And then the elements around the website, right? On every single page, there's elements like the title tag and the H1 tags. And there's other heading tags that you want to include in there. And definitely the keyword needs to be in these elements, right? And so the meta description. If you know what the meta description is, let me know in the comments. But the meta description in the search results, right, shows up right under that clickable link, that title tag, right? Right under that is the meta description. And this area, right, 10 years ago, SEO, it was like, hey, put your keywords in there, blah, blah, blah. No, today, how you use that meta description is to sell the click, right? Almost like in Google ads, right? You want to sell the click. Tell them why they should click on that page, right? The more you get click there, right, that's going to pass some good signals. Like, oh, okay, this is satisfying people, right? It's going to send signals back to Google. If that meta description is not selling the click, people are not clicking on your website. It's not going to be passing good signals, right? So that's important there. Use that meta description to sell the click, to sell the person that is searching to click on you. Name, address, phone number, always in the footer file. And you want to have updates to your website, right? Ongoing updates that can be in the form of a blog, right? You put some sort of piece of content out there once a month at least, and you get that syndicated, right? You syndicate it across multiple different platforms, and we'll show you what we're doing for that. And here in a little bit. So, and then the last thing here is to focus on the speed that your website loads, right? Very important. Obviously, a website that takes 10 seconds to load, people are not gonna have a good experience using that website. So you definitely want to check. There's tools out there to check your website, see what they are, and it doesn't come down to where you host. That's not going to matter. It definitely matters. Sorry, it definitely matters where you host, but that's not just because you change your hosting is not necessarily going to mean you're going to speed up your website into a great area, right? It comes down to how the images are used, right? You can use a caching plugin to reduce the image size so it doesn't take a lot of resources to load that image. some of the plugins can be optimized, can be compressed to not have such a heavy burden on the website loading. And so you definitely, there's tools out there like GT Metrics. Google has one, Page Speed Insights. Check those out. Drop your website in there and it'll score your website. We can pull up a couple examples too in a little bit. And so a live example here, right? A client we work with in Indianapolis, right? And what they're getting every single month. And so this is their calls for the last 30 days. And you can see 49 came from the Google listing, Google My Business, in the last 30 days from first-time callers, and then 36 from the website. So is that 85 calls in the last 30 days? So that boils down to about 87. So, and counting his lead forms that were submitted from his website, got 87 leads in the last month, right? Our fee to do it, right, $2,000. So it was about $23 a lead. And this didn't happen overnight, right? SEO takes some time, but this client's been with us now since 2017. And every single month they know they can answer some phone calls and close some business. So another client we work with here in Miami, or out in Miami, we're based in San Diego, we're not in Miami, but lending Bankers Mortgage. And what it's looking like for them, right? You got 65 from his Google listing and 32 from the website, 33 from pay-per-click, right? So counting all the lead forms and all the calls that were filled up, he had 162 leads in the last 30 days, 5,000, right? He has a marketing budget in Google Ads, and everything boiled down to about $30 a lead. So, but you can see here the lion's share of the calls and leads come from the organic search results, right? So I'll just pause there, see what takeaways you had, if there are any questions, and drop a note there. If looks like there's 13 of you on, so let me know if I'm going too fast as well. But so the off page, right? This is going to provide. This is going to be about that 80-20, right? About 20% of the work needs to go into the website. The other 80% needs to go to the off page elements, right? There's probably in each one of these markets, 20 plus websites that have all been optimized properly for SEO. But what is separating, right? There's not 20 organic, there's only 3 spots in that local area, right? In that map area, right? There's only 3 spots there. What is getting them to rank there compared to the other 20 that have done the proper optimization on the website? And that's some of the off-page work. Yeah, Brandon, I got your message. We are recording this. Let me just double check. And sometimes I've forgotten to record. I think it looks like I'm recording. Yeah, so definitely this will be on YouTube, and you will see that after. We'll send it over to you. So the off-page work here, claim and optimize your Google My Business listing. So the listing in the web, if you haven't created it and there is one there, that needs to be claimed, right? So it comes down to setting up a profile in Google, business.google.com, and claiming your listing. And what Google will do is mail a postcard to there. You'll claim it by putting in the little digits, the little code in the postcard. You'll claim your listing, and then you optimize it, right? So there's going to be a lot of elements in there, right? Images. So you can add some videos. You can create posts. There's going to be a description. You want to have the name, the address, the phone number, all listing the correct details. And then there's going to be areas to add all the different services you do, right? All the different loan options, right? Services, descriptions for them. And you can even create a little website in there, a little calendar link you can put in there. You want to fill all this out, right? When did you open? When did you first open the doors, right? There's going to be a spot in there to put this information. So you definitely want to go through that and make sure that all these items are filled out. And we're going to have another webinar here just for optimizing your Google listing, right? So, and you want to get lots of citations around the web, right? A citation is a directory, right? Like yp.com or local.com, right? It's a directory where they have businesses in many different categories, and you want to put your name, your address, and phone number in all these areas, right? With a link back to your website, and make sure it's consistently listed across all these different citations, right? Very important. If there's inconsistencies in any of these areas, it's not going to prove to Google that there's a lot of authority for your business, right? And Brandon, we'll get that to you after for sure. And so get listed in all these different citations or directories across the web. And you want to build up your online reviews, right? On Google, Yelp, Zillow, Facebook. You want to build up reviews on Google, especially if you're going to be advertising in Google. People are reading these reviews, and they are going to be choosing to work with you because of those reviews, right? And they get seen by thousands of people every single month. And a review that is 6 months old isn't going to be as trusted as one that's a week old. So if your competitor has a consistent flow of reviews and you don't, that's going to be hurting you. But this also has a big impact in the search results, right? If people are reviewing that business, right, there's work being done, people are happy, that's a good sign for Google, right? And you want to build links, right? Authoritative links back to your website from other websites, right? So this is what separated Google from the other search engines many moons ago, right? They figured out that websites that other websites are linking to them, they figured out that must be a valuable website over here, right? We should look at that. Well, so now the search engines have evolved, right? So a link from any old website that's not really related or not really authoritative, right? If it's a brand new website linking to, that's not going to have a lot of authority, right? But if a website like, ESPN.com or something like that was linking to you, or a relevant, like a news site is linking to you, right? Those are going to pass a lot of authoritative links, right? Those websites that are linking to you are passing authority to you. So definitely need to build some links. And then you want to have some sort of syndication with your content, right? And be strategic about it, right? You can get a blog post on your website just sits there dormant, doesn't have any links coming back to it. That's not going to move the needle much, right? You definitely want to look at how these can get picked up in other areas, right, on the web that can have links back to you, links back to that blog post, right, to show that you're the authority, right? You're the author, and syndicated across all these different platforms. And so, like I said, a simple blog post on your site isn't going to cut it anymore, right? It's not going to, and that's just it, right? A blog post that sits on your website, it doesn't, right? It could just be dormant there, right? It doesn't have a lot of links. Not a lot of people find it. Not a lot of people So it's not really doing much for you. So we have a new way to really boost the signals that come back to your website by syndicating across multiple different platforms, right? Multiple different news sites. And it's really looking at this, what Google calls the EAT profile, right? Or the EAT principle here, right? And it stands for expertise, right? They want to have proof that you have expertise, right? There's quality content, answering questions that is providing value, right? That came from the source, right? And authority, right? Does it have authority, right? Are they published on these different news sites, right? And is it passing trust, right? Is it passing page rank with link signals, right? These news sites can have links back to you and pass a lot of trust over to your website. And so this has really moved the needle for our clients. And this, we do this monthly now for our clients, right? It's a tool that we developed and we use it monthly for our clients, and it gets picked up. We write a piece of content out there, get it picked up in a news site, and see if I pull up one of these news sites, right? So we have one of our clients in Phoenix has his article here picked up. And if we can see here, right, we got some links coming back to, am I missing a link? Well, there's one that should be going off the website. Here's a link down here going to his Google page, and it's got his website, or his website right here, and some of his social media signals, his map. And then we can see this came from his website. So this has a link directly back to his website where that article is placed. And there was the other link I was missing. But so these are getting picked up in these different news sites around the web. I'm just closing that. And yeah, and so this has really moved the needle for our clients. I think I click back in here. You can see 113 new keywords, 7 have gone up. And yeah, so let me pull up a couple examples, kind of bring this together for you guys, right? So I talked about the user experience around the website. Right. So what we have here, we're trying to encourage a scroll. We're trying to get people to scroll. We're also giving people what they need, right? If they're here to buy a home, right? They would. I have to move my camera here. We have a funnel for them here, and trying to encourage a scroll, right? We have a video here that walks them through some of the team members, right? Talking about why they love working in mortgages, what do they love about helping families, right? And so this video, right? People will click this, right? And watch this video. And then there's unique content throughout all the different areas here. And then we have a ton of Google reviews there. And takes up a lot. And and then if we look at another page, right? If we go to conventional page here, so some of the SEO elements, right? Like we have a video or an image. We have the title tag here, right? The title tag and the H1 tag. I'm sorry, this is the H1 tag, right? That's optimized for SEO. Title tags optimized for SEO, and then we have enough content in here to answer questions, right? We're going to provide value. Like someone that has a question about a conventional loan, right, is going to come here and get some value out of it. And so, so yeah, and then what else did I mention? And so that you have to think about each page of your website, the title tags, the images that you use, and the content that is placed on the page, and optimize it around SEO, right? And also you want to think about the user experience of the, like, is someone going to come, is it talking to that human, right? Is it, or is it just optimized for SEO, right? That content needs to be written for the human being, right? At the end of the day. And if we do a search here, mortgage broker, Indianapolis, you can see what we're seeing up here at the, oops, did I click a different button? Sorry, I have a light right in front of me, and so I couldn't see some of the screen. But you can see the ads. But what we see are the majority of the people are going here. They are clicking on the ads. They are calling our number, right? And then we have him ranking right there in that top spot, right after expertise and Yelp, right? So, yeah. Now, let's put this back. And okay, so on page, right? So there's pages for each one of your loan options and the main cities that you're targeting, right? That you have a location in. And that's important, right? We're not going to be able to show up in a city that you don't have a location in that map area. Organically, yes. But in that map area, are we going to be able to show up? And, if your office is in Fort Lauderdale, but you want to show up in Miami, it's not going to happen. You have to have a location and for you to show up in that map area. So all the titles, the H1s, the URLs, the images, etc., on every single page get optimized for SEO, right? Think about the keyword, the city, and maybe a variation of the keyword. Unique content for all pages, right? Don't use the same content. Just change the city here and the city here, or a city there. Unique content on all pages. You have to do this. 10 years ago you could get away with it, but not anymore. Your Google listing, right? When we have a webinar specifically for just optimizing your Google listing. And you have to claim and optimize it. You have to also think about your citations around the web, right? The directories. So what does that look like? So Yext is a tool that connects many of the top directories out there, right? And what it'll do, it'll sync all your content. So everything is consistent throughout all these different areas, right? And then give you some enhanced little tools that you can use in there, and it'll set your listing up a little bit differently, right? It'll give you some additional content pieces that you can put on there. But Yext, there's also data aggregators out there. So Yext doesn't have all the data aggregators. You have to pay attention to these data aggregators, because what may happen is if one of them has, you may make a change. This data aggregator didn't get changed, and now it's sending to it's aggregating that data, the incorrect data, to other listings. Now you have inconsistencies, right? So there's a little bit of a problem. So you have to pay attention to these major. There's 4 of them, right? The major data aggregators out there, and then sync your content with a tool like Yext, right? So everything stays consistent. And then you have to have some sort of system in place to drive online reviews. They have to come in consistently, right? There can't be, one here and there and then nothing for months, right? There needs to be a consistent flow of reviews. Right? If you have loan officers out there, you got to incentivize them to get you a review, to get the review on your listing. And this will this will help your rankings in Google, and it'll also help I think it's one of the top ranking factors. But this will also help give people a reason to call you, right? It will set you apart, right? And you want to there's also other citation sources out there, like localized citations, right? Or localized directories, specialized, right? Like just for mortgage, right? And you want to get listed in all these different directories in and around your location, maybe your state, and then all the different location or all the different directories that have that are like mortgage or real estate or loan specific. And so adding these new citations that Yext doesn't control, right, is going to make create more authority for you and your website. So pay attention to those as well. And then there's great tools out there. Again, we'd be happy to run these analyses for you. We can look at the citations. Where are we showing any inconsistencies? Are we finding duplicate? Citations? Are we what citations are the competitors in my market? What citations are they listed on? What directories are they listed on? And that'll let us know, like, oh, okay, like I need these ones too. They're listed in all these. We're not. So and then the ongoing content, right? There's got to be something going out on a monthly basis at least. Monthly would be fine, but there needs to be a consistent, right, monthly, consistent flow of this new content. You want to get those picked up in those different news sites and things like that. So the signals that you want to leverage are expertise, authority, and trust, right? And getting a little bit technical here, I don't know if we need to get too far into the weeds with that, right? I really wanted to focus on, right, what's going to provide the most results for you, right? The 80%. We get into the technical mumbo jumbo, right? That could be a 2-week workshop here. And I really just wanted to focus on some of the things that, so the chunk that's going to move the needle the most, right? And so some of the elements here, right? Or you can pass a do follow link or a no follow link, which essentially tells the search engine, like, yes, count me for this link, and then the other one's like, don't worry about. But you want to have a mixture of these links coming back to your website, right? And you can have these links coming back to your Google listing, your inner pages on your websites, and back to your website. And then multiple map embeds, right? So having your map listing on many different pages on website, and fresh content, right? So multiple map embeds, fresh content on the client side, on your site, multiple links, and leveraging the expertise, the authority, and the trust. So I'll pause there, see what takeaways you had, and what did you learn? What did you notice? What would you like to share? But be happy to run this analysis for you. We'll look at your keywords. We'll look at where you're ranking for the different keywords. The keyword and the city that you target, that you're in. And we'll look at your overall online visibility. We'll be able to provide you a link to that ranking report. You can use at any time. You can pass to your provider. You can, we'd be happy to work with you as well. We'll look at your online directories. We'll look at, where some of your competitors are, and we'll be able to go through that. Be like, okay, I guarantee there's going to be, a good amount of listings that you're not in that your competitors are, and you want to claim and optimize those listings, right? Look at your online reviews, look at your social, look at your website and its conversion effectiveness, its user experience, right? If you can go to mortgagebrokermarketing.com/schedule, you can schedule that call with me personally. My team and I will do the analysis and be able to speak intelligently and give you some good good feedback. Bad, if it's indifferent, we'll give that to you, and you can make a choice on what you want to do with it. So again, mortgagebrokermarketing.com/schedule. It's been a pleasure. Let me know if we need anything. You can hit us up by email or on one of our social media channels. We'd be happy to respond. So thank you, and we'll talk again very soon.